Hey there, friends. Today we're going camping. That's right, Travel with Tina is off on another adventure and you are coming along for the ride. Will this be a peaceful getaway or a total disaster? Stick around to find out. After what felt like an eternity through torrential rain, whiteouts, thunderstorms, audio issues, hitch problems, and something coming loose on the slide that Mike had to secure, plus terrible, uneven roads, we finally arrived at the Point South KOA Campground, and we are ready to kick off Father's Day weekend with the pups. It says stop at the registration desk. So we got all checked in and escorted to Site 11. Hey, baby. Hi.
Thank you, sir. I didn't even realize that stump was there.
Yeah, last thing you want to.
All the sites here have a picnic bench and fire ring, and then this particular site is a pull-through site. And after getting all set up, realized this wasn't a full hookup site, so we ended up moving to site 50. This patio site has a full hookup and is a back-end site. After a long and rainy day, we were certainly not in the mood to cook, so we ordered Hunt Brothers Pizza right from the campground, and they delivered it to our door, and we finished out the night with a Disney movie. Good Saturday morning from Elsie. She's definitely taken a liking to this recliner, and we're so happy to see the sun shining. We are starting the day strong with some hot coffee and a tasty breakfast, although I'm still getting used to the water to coffee ratio on this coffee pot. You can order breakfast pizza from the campground, but we decided to opt for turkey, bacon, and eggs this morning. We are loving this patio campsite. This site comes with a beautiful paver patio, propane grill, a raised deck with extra seating, and a table that seats 4. In addition to the standard fire ring, there's a propane fire pit, so if you don't feel like getting the wood and starting a fire, this is the perfect setup. This site also backs up to the trees, so you get beautiful views, and I can only imagine how pretty it will be here in the fall. As far as the Wi-Fi here, There's actually 4 campsites that host the park's internet hubs, including Site 51, which is right next door. We've had no issues at all using the Wi-Fi. We even streamed TV, used our laptop, and everything worked flawlessly. There's 4 networks to choose from, so we just picked the one closest to our site for the strongest connection. And since it's such a pretty morning, we decided to take the dogs for a walk. Here at the book exchange, campers can swap out a book they finished for a new one to enjoy. Site 53, it has a private dog, or they're calling it paw pen. And there's other sites back in here. And then you would be really close to the pool area. The pool here is open every day from 8 a.m. until sunset. When we arrived, it was actually closed because there was lightning in the area, but typically this is the hours. Now, to my understanding, this is not a heated pool, so in the summer months you would be fine, but in the winter months it's going to get a little cool. This looks to be a community fire pit area, and then just beyond this, you can see the camping cabins. So even if you don't have a camper, they have these old vintage trolleys that they've redone and you can rent and stay in. And then they have these little camping cabins over here. So that's cool. And then if you're into the primitive camping, they have tent sites over here with lots of trees, so that's nice for shade. Here's the fenced-in pet playground, Camp Canine, which apparently they have at all of the KOA campgrounds. Here's the rules. Miss Elsie's already hanging out. Cute. We like this campground because it's a smaller size, easy to navigate, and very clean. We especially appreciate that the bathhouses are in pristine condition and all of the staff here is super friendly. There's also laundry facilities on site, and while we didn't use them during this trip, Mike did say that they were very nice. This is actually our second time camping at this campground, but our first time here with the new camper. It's been about 7 years since our last visit, and I have to say, it's just as well kept and well maintained now as it was then. That's actually the reason we chose this campground for our maiden voyage. Here is where you'll find the playground and gem mining. There's also a community center, and then you can purchase firewood here. Years ago, we actually saw and took a photo of Miss Beaufort, which is a swimming mermaid sculpture in Beaufort. So I'm guessing this coffee house is paying homage to her. Let me know if you've seen this sculpture because I don't know that it's still remaining there in Beaufort. Thank you.
Hello, how you doing?
Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
Good, how are you?
Right.
So nice in here.
Can we give you anything?
Oh, just looking for right now.
We have a full coffee bar. We can make anything that Starbucks makes. All of our coffee beans are from a local roaster.
Oh, wow. That's great.
You can.
I see chocolate truffles.
Would you like a fancy coffee or just a black coffee?
Just a black coffee.
All right.
All right, I appreciate that.
Aren't they nice? They're all from Charleston.
Yeah.
The passion fruit peach is calling my name.
Which one you get?
I think we're gonna do the passion.
Everybody loves that one. Black peach.
Oh.
I've tried it. I have tried the Mermaid, the breakfast.
And it just takes one of these.
It takes one, and you can actually get 2 whole cups.
Hey, that's wonderful.
That is super hot too.
Thank
And then there's sugars here.
Wonderful.
Pizza. It's got bacon, egg, and cheese on it, and sausage.
Yeah, we had pizza last night because we were in a rush. It came out. It was really good.
Smells so good.
It really does.
Try.
You walk in here, it smells good.
Oh, yeah, okay.
They have nice coffee and tea. selection. I might get one actually. Beautiful selection of teas, local from Charleston. Really nice. Oh, and this is pure honey. Wow, super nice. Wine bag, and then different soaps and camping gear. Anything you might need, little things you might want to grab. Cute little souvenirs, magnets. I think I want to start collecting magnets at each campground because we used to collect mugs until we realized there's only so much room in the camper for mugs. But look at the dog treats. You might need to get them something. They've been pretty stressed. And then some cold drinks. There's wine, sodas, and then more essentials you might need. Very nice. Impressed. And here's where they make the pizzas and the wings that you can order, either pick up or have delivered right directly to your campsite. So how nice is that? Of course, we had to try the truffles and they were very good.
Yes. They're gone.
After breakfast and our walk, we decided to load the pups in the truck and take a drive into Beaufort. This historic city was only about a 30-minute drive from the campground. Quick backstory. So we used to camp in a travel trailer years ago, but it's been a while and our daughters are now grown. We recently decided to get back into camping as a fun way to travel and be able to bring our dogs. And since I work remotely as a travel planner, this works out perfectly. Even though we've done it before, we're definitely feeling like newbies again. We're learning as we go with another trip already planned to Myrtle Beach. So with that said, I'd love to hear if you're enjoying this kind of content, and if you'd like to see more, feel free to subscribe to the channel. We're both big fans of Beaufort, South Carolina. Actually considered moving here many years ago. Beaufort itself is located on Port Royal Island, and then nearby you'll find Ladies Island, St. Helena Island, Fripp Island, and Harbor Island. It truly is a special place. Think Savannah or Charleston, but a little bit cozier with a slower pace and friendly vibes. It's definitely not a sleepy town though, so don't get me wrong, lots of people call it home and visit each year. We especially enjoy the waterfront area. Unfortunately, we didn't have a chance to get down there to walk this time with the dogs, and we got a later start, so it was quite hot when we were there. And then across the street, you'll find some beautiful places to stay, historic bed and breakfast like the Cuthbert House Inn. Something that's really fun is in July every year, they host the Beaufort Water Festival. When we were coming back from Ladies Island, we ended up getting stuck on Bay Street waiting for the bridge to open. Unfortunately, we were trying to beat the storm back home. We realized that we had left our awning up. So not the best timing. However, we had beautiful views. The Woods Memorial Bridge connects Beaufort to the Sea Islands. This bridge is actually a popular landmark here in Beaufort. But be prepared for traffic slowdowns. This is only one of a handful of swing bridges located in South Carolina that's still in use today. Spoiler alert, we did not make it back before the storm came. However, our awning was safe. Dogs have finally settled in. It's been a very rainy day. They're a little nervous, not sure what all the sounds are. So that's to be expected. Poor Mike took one for the team and grilled our steaks in the rain. Something tells me that's not right.
What?
Something tells me that's not right.
Something tells me somebody didn't clean a grill.
I've never seen a grill do that in my life.
All that stuff down below, all that fat that burns off the meat.
So people didn't clean it before?
They clean the top of it just fine.
Wow.
But nobody's taking it apart. You gotta scrape all that stuff out.
Jeez.
So
Be careful.
that's all just fat.
Yeah. Wow. And then I made potatoes and green beans to go with the steak. After dinner, Mike braved the rain yet again and walked to the camp store to get us some ice cream. Why are you out there? You won't come in? Good morning. It's day 3 and the sun is shining. Perfect time to cook some breakfast. On the menu, we have cinnamon rolls, scrambled eggs, and leftover potatoes from last night's dinner. I'm really wishing we had some leftover steak because that was delicious, but we'll just have to plan better in the future. So while the cinnamon rolls cook inside, Mike will go ahead and get the eggs and potatoes cooked on the griddle outside. side, I've got some Joffrey's Disney-themed coffee brewing, and I'm hoping I made it stronger than yesterday. Breakfast is ready. And since we're still perfecting the coffee situation, went ahead and stopped at the Swimming Mermaid for a delicious chai latte. They also had a Snickers hot chocolate, which sounded amazing, but I needed a little bit of caffeine. Here's a closer look at the R&L Caboose, now a cozy cabin that sleeps up to 6. It has heat, air, a small fridge, but no kitchen. And then the other trolley is a restored Charleston trolley. Also no kitchen or bathroom, but bathhouses are nearby. Today we're heading back toward Beaufort to explore. Just about 20 minutes from the campground, you'll find the Highway 21 Drive-In Theater. This is a super fun activity. This theater actually has 3 screens and concessions. So I'll go ahead and put their website here so that you can check out their operating hours and what movies are playing. The campground itself is located in the town of Yemassee, which isn't really a destination in itself, but is conveniently close to the highway. If you're planning on spending more time exploring Beaufort, Savannah, Hilton Head, and so forth, you might want to consider staying closer to town. Hunting Island State Park spans 5,000 acres and offers beach, marsh, and maritime forest. There's fishing, picnic pavilions, there's a lighthouse area, and then camping with 50 amp RV sites and also 25 rustic tent spots. Admission is $8 for adults, $5 for South Carolina seniors, $4 for kids ages 6 to 15, and then free for kids 6 and under. During our last visit, the lighthouse climb required a separate admission, but it was only $2. This time it's actually closed for renovations. The original lighthouse was built in 1859 and then rebuilt in 1875 after being destroyed during the Civil War. Enjoy these photos from our past trips to the Lowcountry. enjoyed this little collection of photos from some of our favorite spots in the Low Country. And it wouldn't be a stop to Yemassee without stopping at the Carolina Cider Company. Look. Oh, yeah, isn't that cool? The old, made it back to the campground, and it's time to enjoy my cookie from the Carolina Cider Company. Campgrounds of America, or KOA, has campgrounds all over the country. We like staying at KOAs because they're usually clean, well-kept, and consistent. Booking is also easy through their app. You can search by location, date, and the site type that you want, and then just pay the deposit and the rest when you check in. We also joined the KOA Rewards membership for $39 a year, and it gives you 10% off stays, plus points that add up for money off of future stays, and then they have a free night weekend for rewards members. Okay, good morning everyone. So this is our final morning here, day 4. We spent 3 nights here at Point South KOA in Yemassee or Yemassee, South Carolina. Tell me if you know how to pronounce city, so I'm probably saying it wrong. I'll need you to help me out here. But we are about 30 miles away from Beaufort, South Carolina, which is considered part of the Low Country. So it's super beautiful. This campground in particular is very close to I-95, so which is obviously a very popular, thoroughfare for most folks traveling to and from the South, Florida, all the things. So it's a really popular campground for those who are just spending the night, traveling through. But we decided to spend some time here because we love the Low Country of South Carolina. There's a lot to offer here, and there's just so much natural beauty. With that said, you can hear some highway noise, but there's so many trees that it's not very prevalent, so that's nice. We did enjoy our stay. We ended up upgrading to a patio site, which came with a full deck, pavers, a grill, some tables, just because that was the only site available that had full hookup. Unfortunately, we had a lot of rain, so we didn't get to spend as much time outdoors as we would have liked. But as this is our maiden voyage in our camper, our first camping experience in this particular RV, it did give us a chance to kind of take some time to see how this RV functions when we're all inside with 2 dogs, my husband and myself. So all in all, I think it was a successful trip. Would we have liked to have more clear days? Of course, but certainly we made the most of our time here, and we really like having the patio site, so this is something we would probably upgrade to in the future. As you can see, the sun's coming in now, of course, our last morning, so we're out here enjoying it, we're soaking it up. We love their coffee shop. We love their they have like coffee wine bar, so I'm a big fan of chai lattes. I've had those every morning, and they're very delicious. Super friendly, everybody here, not only the staff but the fellow campers, so we've had a good time. We did take some time to go and explore Beaufort and the surrounding islands, which is always a treat. We used to camp here many years ago, so we know that we love this area. There's the state park here and lots of other things that you can do. So even if you're not coming camping, there's a lot to offer in this area. The Beaufort area is actually where Forrest Gump, a lot of that was filmed. And so they have tours where you can go and see all the film sites. There's a lot of natural beauty, beaches, fishing, but also like historic downtown. You can stay in historic homes, bed and breakfast. There's also, you know, normal regular hotel chains. And it's just an overall really beautiful area to spend time and explore. As far as our camping trip, we did have a few mishaps along the way. Discovered that the dogs, especially Emmett, is not the biggest fan of camping. So we have some things to work through. I wouldn't say it was a disaster. I would say it was a success in the sense that we did learn a lot of things, and we're ironing out some details that we really didn't even think of before coming here. So thank you for watching. If you have any questions about this campground or the South Carolina Lowcountry or Beaufort, be sure to let me know, and I'll see you in the next video.